You see your siblings and yourself as young and healthy and just living your life. And then all of a sudden, you get a diagnosis that changes everything.
I wanted to become a professional football player, which is something I'd always wanted from when I was 6, 7 years old. And the reality of me not being able to do that obviously was crushing at the time.
And when they called me into the office, they came out and said, well, Brian, we got bad news and worse news. And I said, well, give me the worst news first. The worst news was you need to leave here immediately and go to the hospital because you're about to have a major heart attack and a stroke. And was immediately checked in and found out that I literally had hours to live.
When I personally was diagnosed, I was like, oh my God, I'm in big trouble. For me, it looked like a future on dialysis for years.
Probably 2 years post that 1991 draft or so that my health really took a turn for the worse. And I remember when the doctor told me it was time to have a conversation with your family about needing a transplant and the possibility of them being kidney donors. That's a tough conversation to have, and I was scared, quite frankly.
I made my decision to help my older brother, and I was not going to go back on my word.
That's what the Pearson family does. We all sort of were there for each other.
When the doctors told me that I needed a kidney transplant, I was like, this is going to take forever. And I don't know if it's going to happen for me. I was terrified. I'd seen what my brother Kevin went through, and I didn't know how it was going to affect me.
A bit of rage came up in me because how does this happen? What's going on? This is not supposed to happen to a living donor. I mean, just confusion, shock, and anger.
And I better call the National Kidney Foundation and get some help.
Very, very appreciative of dialysis and what it does, but having a kidney gives you your life back. This past May was 30 years.
It's a testament to be able to see Kevin being a father, a dedicated son, brother, uncle, and excelling in his career. Just being able to see that second chance that he's had to just excel.
It's really hard to put it all in the words. I'm doing my damnedest to make sure I can keep it as long as I can.
I've had my kidney now for 22 years, and I feel incredibly blessed to have had the opportunity to go through my 30s, 40s, 50s, and now my early 60s with the freedom to do what everybody else does. Take the time to get tested, learn about kidney disease. It's so important. It's a silent killer.
I support the National Kidney Foundation because I'm a donor as well as a recipient.
I support the National Kidney Foundation because it was a lifeline for me